So we're getting awfully close to the release of Pokemon Swish now, and I just thought I'd use the opportunity to talk about what I'll think about these games going in. This is partially based on what I've thought about the last couple games in the series, and partly based on all of the trailers and other new info we've heard about Sword and Shield so far. So let's get the easy stuff out of the way. I'm expecting a lot of cutscenes and a lot of fluffy story content, although if you've seen my previous videos, you know I'd much rather be getting the exact opposite of that. Until Game Freak goes out of their way to hire some good writers, and I mean good writers, not just decent ones, story has basically no place in a Pokemon game. Just give me a rival, a reason to go on my journey, and an evil organization to fight along the way. Please don't bog me down with endless tutorials. If you're gonna include stuff like that, just stick it in a trainer school off to the side near the beginning of the game, and let me get on with my life. Please no more hand-holding. I've done this a million times, and I know there are little kids who haven't, but I was one too when Red and Blue came out, and I got through them just fine. I'm hoping that they learn from their mistakes with Sun and Moon. That might actually be the case if you look at Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Those had a few cutscenes here and there, but nowhere near the can't step 1 foot without running into a cutscene nonsense that was Pokemon Sun and Moon. Then again, the Let's Go games were pretty much straight remakes of the Gen 1 Pokemon games, which didn't have many cutscenes in the first place, so I guess only time will tell if they've actually listened to the fan feedback on that. The second big issue I wanted to address is the whole #BringBackNationalDex thing. For those who don't know, Game Freak has confirmed that not every Pokemon is going to be in the next game. That's pretty common for the regular playthrough of the game, but in every other Pokemon game you've been able to transfer every single Pokemon into the game after completing the main story. But not in this one. I feel like I probably side with most others on the issue. I'm bummed that not all the Pokemon are going to be in the game, but in reality it probably won't make much of a difference during my playthrough since I usually try to play with the new Pokemon anyway. But I do like going back in after the journey, transferring my old team in from the last game, and seeing how they match up with the new Pokemon and mechanics. So I'm really going to miss that if any of the Pokemon from my old teams aren't in this one. So even though the lack of a National Dex likely won't be bothering me too much, it's the principle behind the decision and the reasoning they gave that makes me kind of upset with it. The biggest reason they gave was that the animations take a lot of time. Okay, yeah, but they did it just fine with the 800-something Pokemon in Sun and Moon. Yeah, but it's on the Switch now and the graphics are better. Okay, but no, they really aren't. Upscaled, sure, but other than a higher resolution, any differences in the Pokemon models are hardly noticeable. Yeah, but there are so many Pokemon now, there's gonna be like 1,000. Again, they've been doing this for decades now. I'm sure they're not adding any more Pokemon than the 156 they added between Gens 4 and 5. And with the huge leaps in technological advancements since then, as well as the increased size of the company, this should be a cakewalk for them. Yeah, but we don't want the developers to be overworked. They don't need to be. They're the highest grossing media franchise on the planet. I'm sure they can afford to hire a few more workers temporarily and figure this out. Well, just because they don't have all the Pokemon now doesn't mean we won't have all of them later. Maybe, but that one press release they had makes it sound pretty unlikely. So I think if they are planning on doing DLC or another game with all of the Pokemon in the future, they should at least say something to that effect sooner rather than later. We don't need any of the specific details, obviously, but just something to the tune of, "We are considering bringing all of these Pokemon back sooner due to fan outcry," would be nice. And not to mention there's charging us subscription fees to transfer our Pokemon now. Put some of the money from that into this. I actually sort of like the idea of a cloud-based Pokemon server, and if they get it right this time, we may never have to worry about losing our Pokemon due to lost save data or data corruption ever again. But the way they've been handling it so far has been pretty sloppy. If they eventually shut down the servers for Pokemon Bank after Pokemon Home is out, I really hope they release some kind of permanently downloadable software that allows you to transfer your Pokemon between Gens 6 and 7. Otherwise, over a decade's worth of Pokemon will be lost to time, and that's just super lame. As far as the game's other features go, Dynamaxing and Gigamaxing are another stupid gimmick that I just do not care about. Instead of adding in these gimmicks, why not just bring back some of the old fun ones instead? Or maybe just all of the Pokemon. Although I will say, if that one 4chan leak is anything to go by, I am a little excited to see the return of Fat Pikachu. I wish I could tell everyone to speak with their wallets and not buy these next set of games, but the truth is I'm still gonna buy them, and I'm still gonna enjoy them. Just likely to a lesser degree than some of the earlier entries in the series. One thing that the Pokemon Company is not disappointed on, based on the promotional material and the trailers, is the character designs. Those are looking A-grade as always, and I just hope the rest of the new Pokemon designs stack up. Also, I kind of love Wooloo along with the rest of the internet. Its description says that if it feels threatened, it curls up and rolls away. How cute is that? Speaking of the Pokemon designs, I saw this image online recently comparing the design philosophy of the older games to that of the new ones. And I gotta say, I would love a return to the old style for a bit. The new Pokemon are cute and all, but they're almost too cute. I preferred the cute/realistic mix of the old games. And now that I've totally outed myself as a Gen 1er, I will say that I'm pretty excited for the wild area. It's by far my favorite feature they've shown off so far, and I can't wait to see Pokemon roaming around the map in different environments. Sure, it's not quite as technically impressive as some of the other open world games on the Switch, but at least it's a step in the right direction, which is more than I can say about Sun and Moon. Sorry, I just really had a lot of problems with those games. But yeah, definitely getting Sword and Shield on release, looking forward to them a lot, but not as much as I could be. Maybe I'll talk about them after they come out, if anyone cares. I don't know. If you care about my post-release thoughts on the game, leave a comment. Thanks for watching!